I'm Kyle Bachus. On April 28th of 2020, my mom was killed as a result of someone else's negligence. It's completely changed my life and the way I practice law. If you too have felt the pain of losing a loved one and you don't know where to turn, let me be your guide on what to do next when the unthinkable happens.
Immediately after you're informed that somebody in your family has been injured, the last thing on your mind is, well, what's this going to cost, right? That is not what you're thinking, and nor should you be. But there is going to be a time when the realities, the financial impact, the realities have to be addressed. And so I want to provide some peace of mind to you with respect to the financial realities. First, I can tell you that I have never had a situation in more than 30 years of doing this where an injured person was unable to get the care that they needed to get them from an acute stage to a more stabilized state, okay? That's never happened. So regardless of your insurance situation, that hasn't happened. But it is really important when the appropriate time comes, after your loved one is stabilized medically and you get a chance to think more clearly, to look and see, okay, what are the resources available to our family to help offset the costs? Because there's going to be huge financial costs associated with medical care if somebody has a serious injury. And so the first place to look is, okay, do we have health insurance? Now, the good thing about health insurance is if you have health insurance, there really, since Obamacare went into place, there is no pre-existing condition exclusion. So no matter what your loved one came into this event with, if you have a health insurance policy, they cannot refuse to pay due to pre-existing conditions. That's terrific to know. Beyond that, there's usually a copay and a deductible, but once the annual deductible amount is met, then generally speaking, for serious injuries, your health care, your health insurance, if it's private health insurance, is going to pay 100% of all of the care necessary until the end of the calendar year, at which time there may be a reset for copays and deductibles. And this is true whether you actually have the money to pay the copays or deductibles or not. It's going to, they're going to be calculated, they're going to be owed, and once you meet that copay or deductible, you're probably going to receive 100% pay. Now you have to check your health insurance plan specifically. Health plans are contracts, and so you have to look at the actual language in your document, but that's generally what happens. Now, to supplement private health insurance, if you have automobile insurance and it's an automobile crash, you may have something called medical payments coverage. And medical payments coverage will, usually it's a small amount, $5,000, $10,000 of coverage, but it can be used to cover the copays and deductibles. Also, you and your family are considered to be what are crime victims if you're involved in a crash that somebody else causes and results in serious bodily injury. In almost every state, that's true. Certainly in Colorado, that's true. And as a crime victim, you can recover up to $30,000 to cover copays and deductibles through the Victims' Compensation Program that's available in the state of Colorado, and most states have a similar program. It may not be that robust, or it may be more robust, but you have to check your particular state. So if you don't have private health insurance, then you have to look to see, are you eligible for Medicare? And if so, Medicare will cover. If no Medicare, are you eligible for Medicaid? Are you in the military? And there's even this little known coverage that for those people who would otherwise be eligible for Medicaid, a good way to think of it is reverse Medicaid. Even if you are not on Medicaid at the time of the crash, the hospital will allow you to apply for Medicaid through the hospital, and it will provide 90 days of retroactive Medicaid coverage. Generally speaking, what we find is that between private health insurance, military insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, retroactive or reverse Medicaid, that through one of those programs, people generally are going to find the coverage that they need to provide for the cost of the medical care that's going to be necessary to take somebody from the serious onset of an injury through a period of time when they're medically stable and beyond.